learning is very different from what we experienced. You have to be able to design flexible learning environments. What enabled me to begin to imagine what these could look like and be able to put language on it for teachers was the work I was involved in with the ITL research, the Innovative Teaching and Learning Research, which was funded by Microsoft and was actually developed by the global leaders in research, Stanford Research Institute and Maria Langworthy. I was involved at different levels with this research, but what it actually gave me an opportunity to look at was what did 21st century look like? What were the dimensions of 21st century learning? These involved knowledge construction, collaboration, skilled communication, problem solving and innovation, self-regulation, and the use of ICT for teaching and learning. We were able to put language on this and develop a set of rubrics or dimensions that teachers could actually use to design their own learning in classrooms for students, and then they could look at their own learning units and say, well, how are my students performing? Get examples of students' work and be able to track what was happening. And this, by using their own practice, they were able to reflect on how they could change their practice to better meet the needs that these students required. Because the OECD reports have shown that no longer do we need non-routine cognitive or non-routine manual skills. We actually need people who are expert communicators and expert thinkers. And in order for that to happen, we have to create learning situations that enable these skills to develop. So now teachers, it's a much more complex situation. You have to design very complex learning environments for students to be able to develop a huge range of skills, for them to be productive individuals and citizens in society. We are living in a global world where they have to have a real awareness of global situations. They have to be flexible problem solvers. They have to be able to work in teams, because the complex problems of the world that they're going to inherit will not be solved by a single nation. We're going to have complex communication and skilled collaboration across nations. And these are the skills that these young people will need. They need to be able to construct their own understandings of information. Years ago, it was access to the information. We no longer have a difficulty with access. We're actually drowning in the amount of information we have. What we need to develop now are students that can actually, and children that can actually sift through the information, that can actually sort out the dross from the misinformation, to be able to be critical consumers, not just consumers, but critical consumers and creative producers as well, so that they can wade through all this information and make informed decisions and construct their own understandings of what this means, and be able to then skillfully communicate their understandings of what this means in a team situation. So we have to design learning situations that enable them to do this. What offers great hope now for professional development, particularly at second level, is the reform of Junior Cert. And how are we going to actually reform this Junior Cert programme so that we can get our students ready for a very different world they're entering. Hopefully the senior programme will be developed on foot of this, and there's developments at the junior level as well, at the early childhood level and primary level. So there's a great excitement around at the moment about teaching and learning and how best to design learning environments that will enable our young people to take a stand in the world, that we will be the most creative, research-orientated, knowledge-rich society as we move forward, because our people are our wealth and we need to invest in them strongly. And the people we need to really support are our teachers going forward. So moving forward, what's really important is the professional development of teachers, because they are a really powerful asset in our society. They have to design the learning environments that these young students are going to experience. So in order for them to create exciting learning environments that will produce students that will be able to take a stand in the world, because our people are our wealth. We don't have natural resources here in Ireland. Our people are our wealth. And the people who will interact with these young students are our teachers. So they are key to the future development of our society in Ireland.